gonna be.
Pero dame peanut butter. Hello. Welcome to our first podcast, The Social. My name is Charlene.
Justin.
Nene, déjame hablar.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the social. My name's Justin. This is Charlene, and
For our first podcast, we're just going to be talking and answering random questions. This is just to get to know us, but also just interesting questions to keep you guys
engaged.
engaged. There we go. That's the word.
It's a
Alright,
fun
perfect.
first podcast.
So for the first question,
What's the most unusual job you've ever had?
you can go first because I've had about 15 jobs.
I don't know if I consider this a job, but donated my plasma for money. And passed out almost a few times, but hey, I got something out of it at least. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I haven't really had crazy amount of jobs, and all the jobs I've had are like serving or something normal. So I feel like that's the only thing that I've made money with that is kind of just weird a little bit.
I want to say the most unusual job that I had was when I was
Stripper.
no,
Just kidding.
Not
guys.
that one.
She was not.
was when I was
Not that one.
You're
a stripper.
Was when I think I was 16 or 17 years old. I got a job at this like office, and supposedly I was supposed to do something with like banking. You know,
She didn't even know how to count.
I didn't know what I was doing. If I'm being honest, I sat in front of that desk, not knowing what to do, and there was really only like 7 computers. Maybe sometimes one person will go in, and then like the owner. It was unusual because I just felt awkward to a point where one time he asked me to stay after hours, like opening a glass of wine, and he's like, "You can't have this. I have some milk in there." And I was like, "I'm good. I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna like call my mom."
What a creep.
I told my mom about this. She pulled up the next day, cease and desist, honestly. This woman came and she basically said, like, what you're doing is considered illegal and, ¿cómo se dice? And perverted. And he's like, no, like, I have a son and everything. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I quit. My mom, obviously, we quit and everything. And I got paid after that, but we dipped. And he almost caught a case because of mommy and never saw him again.
Weirdos out there. Can you share a memorable moment from your childhood that shaped who you are today? Don't be crying on us now.
I have daddy issues that shaped me a lot.
By that she means her dad's not really in the picture like that.
Yeah. I think that shaped me. I think that shaped me a lot, honestly. I grew up with a single mother who we were a total of 5 kids, but she basically raised me and my younger sister alone in New York. And I want to say that the memory that just made me who I am was the fact that we lived in an apartment in New York for 7 years. We shared 1 bedroom, a bunk bed, me, my mom, and my younger sister. And ever since that, I feel like I've grown to be the person I am today, the responsible person I am today, how I handle certain situations. I feel like because I saw my mom struggle so much to try and raise me and my younger sister, it's made me who I am. And it's also made me the person that I don't want to be. I'm not saying that she did anything wrong, but I don't want to be that person who struggles to raise my kids because of certain circumstances. But I feel like it made me strong.
Way to get this podcast into like a sad turn. I'm kidding. No, yeah, your mom's awesome. Well, there's a lot. I feel like in the other side of how her life was, I feel like my parents were always there. Like, it was like my whole family's super close to each other.
My
Honestly,
family's close too.
I mean, yeah, but like you're always been like kind of spread around.
He got everything.
Everywhere. I didn't get everything. It's just my whole family's always like conjoined together.
You guys know that like trend where like take 1 step forward.
She doesn't let me talk.
Take 1 step forward if you got a scholarship for school. Take 1 step forward if you had both parents.
No.
Take 1 step forward if this. I'd still be in the back of the line while Justin will be all the way in the front. Go on.
Anyways, no, so yeah, so this and the other side. So yeah, I mean, I had a great childhood. I was raised in Puerto Rico, moved to Florida. Um, it was just great, honestly. Like I don't have anything bad to say, but probably like a memorable moment
That shaped you to be
that
the
shaped
man you
you.
are today.
Dang, I don't know.
I
There's
think
just
if
too
any,
many. I feel
no,
like I feel like both of my parents have been like they led by example and just like just seeing how they operated and how they raised us and stuff. You like obviously want to maintain that
I
lifestyle.
know one for you.
Me cago en la madre, déjame hablar.
No answers because
No,
your mom told me about
thank you.
this.
Qué bueno, awesome. Anyways, Jesus, like my story, and she wants to fucking tell me one.
Is that I don't think you remember this. Your mom told me about it. That shaped you.
Okay, there's a lot. Like I said, there's a million
But you're
things
not
that.
putting one.
Well, you don't let me talk.
Okay, go.
Ay, señor, gracias, dame fucking paciencia.
Dale.
Mi amor, pero si you're being the one like this.
Is that I feel like this one really speaks to you.
Tell me about my life, Charlene.
When he was younger,
Ay,
he used to
señor.
obviously join a lot of sports and everything, and he never got picked to be one. I don't know if it was because he was fat or something, but he just never got into the teams. And I remember his mom told me that he never gave up. He got rejected from the basketball team, he'll go to the football. He didn't get rejected from the football, but he'll get rejected from one team, he'll go to the other one, and he'll keep hustling and working more and more and more until he finally got accepted. Like, he will never stand down. He will never give up. He will keep pursuing and pushing his limits, literally pushing his limits to the top to try and get where he wants to be. And look where it got him. Full-ride scholarship in college. He is national Puerto Rican lacrosse player, traveled to Colombia, won the championships. He won NAII.
That's how you know she did not go to any of my games.
Excuse me, I couldn't even fly to you. I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
He won the he won the national championships for Kaiser. Top of the world.
She doesn't even know what I've won and what I've done.
No, so that's memorable. When you were younger, you failed. You kept failing, but you kept pushing through until you got to where you are now.
Thank you. Anyways, like the story that I was gonna say, I remember my barber in Puerto Rico, which is Bebe. He's like basically like almost like my uncle. Um, he had this like picture of like Carlos Arroyo, which is like a basketball player, Puerto Rican basketball player, like holding his jersey, like when they beat USA in the like I don't know what Olympics. And I remember always like sitting in the chair, always seeing that picture, like dang, it has to be sick to like represent Puerto Rico or like play that high level, this and that. And I feel like that, and I also me being chunky, I also had to like something to prove, or like I had to like work twice as hard as like the other kids because I was like trying to be as good as them.
Una pelotita.
So yeah, I feel like when I moved to Florida and there's like all these opportunities of sports and tryouts and all this stuff. Yeah, I tried out for the volleyball, basketball, soccer, shot put. I tried out for literally every sport in middle school. Didn't get picked for anything. So yeah, didn't really get picked for anything. But I don't know. I never really quit. I was kind of like I also used it as like a way of just training and kind of like getting in shape. I knew like eventually I'll find my sport and kind of like get into it. So then my friend's brother played lacrosse and he invited me to one of his brother's friends. So he was like, "Oh yo, like come to my brother's game. Like we're gonna go over there, whatever." And I was like, "Sure." And then it was lacrosse, and I looked at it. I was like, "Yo, it's crazy how it's a combination of like everything." And that's basically like maybe that same week I went to Dick's Sporting Goods, bought like a $20 lacrosse stick just to like mess around with, but eventually took it serious. And I mean, now like she said, I mean,
you never give up.
Yeah.
He stood his ground and he succeeded.
Yeah, and then made varsity like in high school, and if I can keep going on, like senior year, I had like record breaking kind of thing, like goals and points and stuff like that, and like it helped me get scholarships and all that stuff. So yeah.
All right,
So
cool.
now you can see all my achievements on Instagram and JUCRO. What's a dream you've always had but haven't pursued yet?
I want to say a dream that I've always had and haven't pursued is investments. I want to say that I really want to invest in my future, and I want to invest in properties and just businesses like that. And I haven't started it yet. I haven't started, and I think it's time for me to start it now. I know before one of my biggest dreams is obviously to like grow on social media and engage with everybody and be at least on top of it to the point where I'm financially stable. I started my social media. We're working on it, but I think the biggest dream is just investments. I want to invest in properties and have another side hustle when it comes to that. Have my income come from different places,
Different sources.
different sources. Yeah.
Cool. For me, I think it would be singing. I mean, my whole family, I grew up in like a very musical and singing family. So I feel like probably that, like, see, I don't know, just I've always seen how it looks from the outside. Obviously, I don't know how it really is because I'm not in that industry, but I feel like it would be sick to like connect with people and thousands of people and
He
like
sings great, by the way. So if you want to hear him sing, comment down below
might start
so we
some,
can
you know.
actually start posting something to sing. Maybe I'll go in with him, but he sings.
Wow, I want to hear that. But yeah, I feel like probably that. I really would like to see if that goes anywhere. Even though I'm already getting my master's for prosthetics, orthotics, like I'm trying to build my career, but at the same time, I feel like being able to do something that I really like, which is like music and singing and all that stuff, which will be like I feel like a job that you'll wake up and it's like let's be creative, let's sing, let's do this, like should be fun, you know. But that's probably what I would choose. All right, let's see. Next question. If money were no object, what project or adventure will you undertake?
If money were no object, basically, if I had all the money in the world, I would basically. Okay, this is. I would invest in a building or a hotel. First of all, I'll give out to foundations and I'll give out to like people in need, especially all around the world with how much poverty there is. That's something that I'll put my money into.
Poke me with those
I will
nails.
also I will also invest in, like I mentioned, real estate. That's one of my biggest dreams. And the third is I will help as many homeless people as I can. I am a sucker. Like I am the biggest wimp basically for homeless people. I feel like yes, a lot of people tend to go on the street. It's their fault or it's not their fault. Nobody should be on the street at all. It's literally horrible. And if I had all the money in the world to try and build a hotel for homeless and just for them, and basically build a foundation in there as well that can not only shelter them but also help them get a job, help them pursue and everything, and not them be in the street or something, I would do that. I would put in for them to actually go on with their life, not just stay in the shelter. There's no space to come out.
Probably the very similar to yours. I'll probably say like go around the world like helping kids who like maybe like have disabilities or like some are amputated and they don't have resources to get like prosthetics or orthotics or medical care or food, water, shelter, whatever. I feel like probably same thing, just travel around the world and try to help some kids out or just people in general.
All right, perfect.
So let's make money so we can do that.
Yes, definitely. How do you handle disagreements or conflicts in your relationship?
Hmm?
How do you handle disagreements or conflicts in your relationship?
I just stay quiet until things calm down and then most likely talk about it.
Basically, yeah. Because when I get mad, I tend to blow off, and
Yeah, she's like blows and then I don't know after she's like, "Are you hungry? Um, we have to do this or we have to like." She kind of comes back in like, "Yeah, I know I
try
blew
to
up,"
ease in,
and I'm like,
softly.
okay.
But yes, I tend to blow up. But I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at communicating now. I do tend to blow up here and there, but I try
Here
to
and
calm.
there.
But I try to calm down and talk it out. Sit down and communicate with one another. I think that we've been together 6 years. The best advice that I can give out there whenever it comes to like disagreeing or arguing is, if you are having a conflict between that, both of you calm down, sit down, and speak like two grown adults, not like two kids yelling at each other.
Wow, great job. You've learned so much with me.
Next question. If we won the lottery,
Oof.
what would be the first thing you want to do together?
I would get a house. Like a nice home where we can be like, this is our place, like like set, not being apartment from apartment to apartment.
That's
like
true.
like
And
I
I
want
think
a home where I have my backyard, like I have like my whole like I can have my garage for
build the
my
dream house.
cars. Yeah, I would definitely do that.
And then I'll get a condo in Spain. I would love to have a condo in Spain. Any
Out
part
of
of,
so many things that would probably be great to, like, a condo in Spain. It's
yeah,
like
and
saying a
then
condo anywhere, like
no, a condo in space in
in
Spain.
space. Yo, Elon.
In Spain, rent it out when I'm not there, and summer vacations, I can always go there.
Summer in Spain? That sounds not that
I've
fun.
been to Spain in the
I've been
summer.
to Spain too, but it's not like a in summers let's go to Spain. Like
Whatever.
Spain's
Whenever,
super nice.
whenever,
Don't get me wrong,
whenever
but
we have the time.
I feel like we could spend the money way better than that.
Obviously, we could. It's just one thing we do together.
I guess for me, it would be like a
Have
nice
more
house.
kids.
No,
Yes.
no, 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 no.
What are some shared goals that we have in our future?
Probably get into investments together.
Getting a house,
Yeah,
moving to Miami together,
probably
most likely.
that. Like building, an empire together.
What is your favorite memory together? We might have the same one. We're gonna say it together. 1, 2, 3. My
Having
birth.
Enzo. Yeah, having Enzo.
I'm glad we had Enzo.
Enzo. Yeah, that day was crazy. I mean, it was like,
Having our first child, yes.
yeah. I feel like from there it was just so different. Everything is like,
You look at the world completely different.
I was even scared to drive, and I'm like, I love driving. Like, and I was like, on
Oh,
my way
yeah,
back
leaving
to
the
home, I'm like,
hospital, it's
on my way
like-
back home, like, looking at every car like it's a threat.
The speed limit is 20 and he's going 2.
Yeah, like that's when I was like, wow, this really does change you. Like, but yeah, definitely having Enzo. Thankfully, he's sleeping right now, because if not, we would not be able to record right now.
Basically.
Here, I'll have a good one too. What inspired us to start this podcast, and what do you hope to achieve with this podcast?
I think what inspired me to want to start a podcast together is I've had lots of people just like tell me, like, they come to me when it comes to like advice and everything, and I feel like I give out great advice. Do I listen to it? No. I give out great advice to other people, and they just like hearing it, and why not share it amongst others? I also feel like it's a way for us to connect more. It's a way for us to have fun. I think one thing beneficial for us long term wise is for our relationship to always be fun and active, to never be dull and boring. Dull and boring is not fun, and it just dies down the relationship. This is fun.
Yeah, super fun. You see, that's why it's not fun with that attitude of
This
yours.
is fun.
No, I know. I'm kidding. Relax.
Se me rompió la uña.
Yeah, I mean, same as her. I mean, she told me she wanted to start a podcast. I was like, what are we gonna talk about? And
I've been wanting to start a podcast for a while, like years ago. I just obviously didn't have the tools for it or anything, and I was also very scared and shy to do it. But
I also watch a lot of podcasts, and usually there's like a person invited, or so I was like, what are we just gonna talk about, like our lives? It's not that interesting, you know.
But I didn't want this to be only about us. That's why we named it The Social, because I feel like it's something that I can also encounter with amongst other people as well. I want to invite other people. I want people to come into our podcast and talk about anything and everything. I don't want this to just be a one topic podcast like politics or food. No, I want this to be about anything, everything in all of your life. Like, I would literally talk about anything amongst everything.
Also, let us know who you guys would like
To
us
see
to
in the
bring.
podcast.
Yeah, like either family member, friends, or whatever. Like, let us know. What's a trend or issue in your field that you're particularly passionate about?
Okay, so a trend or issue in my field, a lot of you know I do social media. And social media is very big now because you can obviously earn income to no matter what you do. I want to say towards my field, I do online coaching for fitness. And I obviously want to diverse myself with other things like lifestyle, motherhood, beauty, etc. But my main one is coaching. So I want to say that when it comes to this industry, it's so overpopulated now because now a lot of people want to do it. Everybody wants to do it. So people who have been going to school for it, who have certification toward it, who literally work their butts off getting the knowledge towards it, they post their content out there and nobody batches an eye to it at all. I feel like nobody wants to learn as much than when they see someone with an amazing body, and a lot of the times, like, also genetics plays a role in it, and that person just grows immensely, and then the person who has been working so hard towards it, who are spitting actual facts towards it, nobody pays attention to them. So
sorry, we had to cut. We have a special guest that woke up. I enjoy like I see.
Yeah, so basically with when it comes to like the whole industry with like social media, I just feel like a lot of people don't tend to want to batch eye on like knowledgeable people who know what they're actually talking about, and just go for something that's like quick and pretty and hot or something.
Or trendy or
trendy, yeah. But with that being said, I guess we'll stop right there because the little buddy woke up and he wants to feed. We'll definitely be talking more in our next podcast, and we'll definitely be discussing a different topic which was put out there from a lot of my followers, and it's parenthood. So get ready for our next podcast to be talking about parenthood.
Thank you guys for listening. Comment down below what other topics or just
who would you like to see in the podcast?
Who would you like to see in the podcast? If this was boring, if we should make it more fun, if we should make it more speedy,
we want your feedback.
Just feedback, give us, and then we'll try to adjust and make it better for you guys.
Yep. Thank you for being here. Bye.
See ya.